Hello again, everyone. Thank you for joining us for session 3 of Virtual Event Success Defined. My name is Vallye Adams, and I am the founder and CEO of Edivel Solutions. That's right, it's Elevate spelled backwards. It's a national consulting firm to help you elevate your revenue, enhance your events, expand your mission, and more. I am also a very proud female auctioneer and fundraising consultant with Alpert Enterprises.
And I'm Jason Alpert, and ultimately at Alpert Enterprises, we are as much fundraising consultants as we are just live auctioneers. Our goal is to get involved with the organizations we work with as early as possible so we can really contribute the ideas and suggestions that we get from almost 200 events that we're a part of a year and bring them to the groups that we work with. And that's one of the things we want to share with you today is some of the keys to success for virtual events.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joe Girvan, a proud member of the Alpert Enterprises team. I've spent most of the last 30 years or so working for radio and TV stations around the state. Along the way, I was also a fundraiser for the American Red Cross and did some sales. And as I reach my late 40s now, I'm kind of combining all of those different past experiences into being a fundraising consultant and auctioneer. So I feel very blessed that all of the experiences I've had up until this point have led me to this spot where I can help organizations around the state and around the country. And I think the main thing right now that I'm drawing on is my TV experience. We're in this virtual world where essentially producing TV shows, that has really come in handy here since the pandemic started.
Hey everyone, my name is Geoff Cowan, and I am most certainly also an auctioneer with Alpert Enterprises. And look, one of the things we're all very clear on is that when we do an event, it's really important to us to whoever tunes in this new era of fundraising, that they understand exactly what they've been a part of. That's really important to us, that we immerse ourselves in that mission and we understand the messaging that is so very important to make sure that our guests understand. But in doing so, that those guests have left spending more money than they've anticipated, purely because they now understand how valuable their dollar is. I don't want them waking up the next morning with buyer's remorse. If anything, I want to make them feel invigorated by the fact that they did spend more than they anticipated, only because of the work that we've done with your group in order to make sure that they understand just how valuable their dollar is and what it's going to do for your organization.
Well, we've heard it, and I'll say it again, and we know this word. I think it's really the word of the year, right? Pivot. This year, the event world has had to pivot. So Edivel Solutions and Alpert Enterprises has too. Our incredible team has been a part of transitioning dozens of events to virtual success. We're so proud to share with you our knowledge and experience during these 5 individual yet very different sessions. This is a course packed full of special tips, industry leaders, and proven success methods on how to ensure your once in-person event, gala, fundraiser, party with a purpose can absolutely be a virtual success. Pick the session topic that you would like to watch and learn about. Watch 1, 2, or all 5. These sessions you can watch live or anytime, and we'll show you these firsthand secrets of how to make a virtual event as mission-driven, as fun and engaging, and achieving the necessary fundraising goals that we all want, right? So if you are watching us, fantastic. We are sharing these sessions on social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and please continue to watch and share. Make sure to find the pages of Edivel Solutions, Alpert Enterprises, and of course our team, Joe Girvan and Geoff Cowan. We are really excited to show you the keys to unlock the door to your virtual event success.
All right. So Vallye says watch 1, 2, or all 5. We strongly encourage all 5, right? All 5 is the best way to go. We hope you watch all of it. So here's what the schedule is going to be for those 5 sessions. I mean, ultimately, 2 of them have already so-called launched, but they are available for you to go back and watch at any time. The first one was about how to take your event virtual, more from the production side of things. What do you need to do to make sure that AV company you've been working with for years is also a technology company, and how to make sure that that goes without problems. The second thing is, and this was session 2 that launched on Wednesday, September 30th. You can go back and watch it. It's mobile bidding. How do you make sure that as much as we can go out and get the money, you got to make sure that you got the money at the end of your event. Certainly the mobile bidding platforms allow you to do that. The third thing, today's session number 3, is on that run of show and how you make sure that you can put together a compelling, engaging program so that people who have already logged on, you get them to stay on. And we'll talk about that run of show and the importance of having a good host. The fourth session, that's going to launch on Friday, October 2nd. That is how to do the pre-event marketing, how to make sure that you cast as wide a net as possible to get as many people to watch so that you can raise as much money as possible. And then last, which will be the live interactive Q&A session. That's going to be on Monday, October 5th. So we hope you'll tune into that and ask any questions that you have compiled from the earlier sessions or any topic that we didn't cover. That's the time to bring that up to us.
And so, Jason, if we look a little deeper into those 4 keys to success in the virtual world, the first one you mentioned is that AV company, or what we might now call a technology company, because we really are past the point of just being audio and visual in the in-person room. In the virtual gala, you cannot do the event without a really strong technology company. These people are going to get you on the air, and more importantly, or at least equally as important, they're going to keep you on the air. They have to be adept at troubleshooting whatever issues inevitably come up throughout the course of the night. So beyond, just getting the program on the air, keeping it on the air, this company is also going to help you potentially with your editing, with your building of graphics. So they really do go beyond what we're used to in the in-person world.
Absolutely, Joe. Look, I'll add to that as well. Another important part to this is mobile bidding. And I know you had a really great session with Gregory Smith from Qtogo in session 2. Look, the truth is even from a fundraising point of view, from an auctioneer's point of view, and also from your point of view, mobile bidding means it makes it easier to collect the money, right? I mean, it's not some paper chase. We're not chasing people around. But the best part is, because we're casting this net so much further in the virtual world, it means anybody literally on the planet can go ahead and bid on silent auction, bid on live auction, and donate with the touch of a screen. So from our point of view, there's nothing more important, nothing more frustrating than having to chase up those dollars. We don't like leaving a dollar in the room, and I know you don't either. So with mobile bidding, no matter who you use, as the old saying goes, you ain't got the money till you got the money, and mobile bidding, Vallye, make sure you get the money, right?
Absolutely. Perfect. Love it. The third key is what we are talking about today, right? It's making sure on how to have an amazing virtual run of show. Let's elevate the content, making sure to have a clean, effective program. We want to showcase and weave the mission throughout the entire event. We want to create fun and engaging segments for your attendees, right? And then we want to tie the bow around this package and have a professional and dynamic MC and auctioneer to help steer the ship to success. It's a TV production, right? Let's put on a great show.
All right, we're going to spend a lot more time talking about that run of show and ultimately having a good host, and I might have 4 suggestions of a good host or auctioneer for you to consider. But ultimately, we're going to talk much more about those in just a few minutes. But really, number 4, and these were, as we've been running through, the 4 keys to a successful virtual event. We talked about the mobile bidding partner. We talked about the AV technology partner. We talked about that run of show. And the 4th one is the least tangible of them all, right? The ones that people can't put your arms around it and say, okay, I just did this, here it is. Ultimately, it's getting people to watch, right? It's really important to have a strong marketing plan leading up to the event through social media, through grassroots efforts, to make sure that people know that, listen, give us an hour of your time, and ultimately, we're going to give you a good time. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to make you cry. And ultimately, we want you to tune in. So that marketing effort, don't lose sight of that. We can put on the best program possible, but if nobody's watching, we're not going to raise any money. So please don't lose sight of the fact that you have to get people to log on to your event. Now, today's topic, as Vallye touched on a moment ago, that we're going to expand on now, is really that run of show and how you put that program together. And you'll see it's not that much different than an in-person event, except there's no break for dinner, and you don't have to worry about when desserts come out. And there's a lot of things you don't have to worry about, but it's also very, very important to really put that all together and then have someone to execute it and make sure that people, once they're watching, stay watching. So Joe, you want to talk about what the host and the auctioneer does?
We're talking about steering our virtual ship, right? Every boat needs a captain, and that's exactly what we're here for. So much more than just the night of the event auctioneer. We're going to be consulting with your organization for weeks and literally months leading up to the event. We're going to consult with you about what elements you want in the program, what keynote speakers, what entertainment, you have a band, you have a singer, what you have, a comedian, what do you want to put into your program around the fundraising element, which obviously we're well schooled in. So we're going to, construct that run of show, and then we're going to script from the first word to the last word. If that's how you want to do it in this virtual world, we're producing a TV show. we're going to write the thing, you know, in a collaborative effort from the first word to the last word to make sure that we have a clean program from start to finish.
Absolutely. Look, the next part to it is, again, because of this virtual element, is about the content. Now, really, it's not too different from what we call an in-person or on-site event, right? Really, what we're doing is we're taking that program, we're compressing it down and putting it in front of a camera. But actually, in some ways, the silver lining is with a virtual element, it means that we can incorporate some really cool elements into it as well. The primary ones, though, I'll get to, is those welcome and thanks to sponsors. Now, of course, that could be pre-recorded, it could be done live, slides could be in there. That's why the AV company is really important as well, to have those transitions from whatever's live, so to speak, and then moving through and showing the sponsorship slides. Organizational overview, a video of that started off the start of the evening, because again, we really hope that what we've done is we've enticed people from outside the realm of what you normally have your guests come from. And maybe they've helped with this grassroots effort to get people to tune in. And so you've got people on the periphery who they've heard about your organization, but they're not sure on what it does. So to get into that pretty early in the piece is important. And it gives them just a quick overview about what the organization's done, the history, and what's going to be happening in the future. Another part that we really put quite a bit of weight on is that mission moment. If you do a paddle raise, a fund a need, an ask, what we call the bid from the heart, we put a huge amount of emphasis on that, because quite honestly, we see that as the easiest money that we'll make all night and the freest money we'll make all night. And the strategy towards it is, of course, making sure that we structure the night going towards that emotional crescendo. And part of that is closing up the live auction and going into that mission moment. And that mission moment could be someone speaking, or a video about the organization, or a video of someone who's been touched or has had some contact in that respect to the organization. And the three-pronged attack, if you like, on that video would be where they were before they met the organization, what it meant to be connected to the organization, and what life has become because of the organization. That's where it comes, because people, you know, programs are programs, buildings are buildings, but people connect with people, and to be able to connect with an individual is a wonderful thing. So again, welcome and thanks to sponsors, organizational overview, but certainly put a lot of effort into that mission moment, because I think you'll see that it'll pay dividends when it comes to the bottom line of the evening.
Perfect. Thanks, Geoff, so much. And, you know, as we're talking about the content, how do we make this engaging, right? What are some fun and creative things that we can do to ensure the attendees are going to have an incredible time virtually? You also want to encourage and entice as many people, right, as we said, to tune into this event, and you want them to fully participate and enjoy this virtual TV show. So we need content that's fun, engaging, creative, and enticing. And we also want to recognize, it's so important to recognize the support and contributions of your sponsors, the hard work and dedication from your board and all of your committee members. And like Geoff just said, we want to emphasize the mission. And we also want to promote the theme and brand of the event, right? So, whew, this sounds like a task, right? No worries. We've got some answers and ideas that you might like. We've suggested some engaging, comprehensive content that has really created huge returns. So for your sponsors, sponsors are crucial, right, to our events, past sponsors, present and future. They enable the events to be possible, the programs to thrive and grow, and they really establish countless relationships and partnerships throughout the community and beyond. So what better way to offer our sponsors the recognition and gratitude that they deserve than to showcase them during the live virtual event, right? What about offering a special live link to be able to be seen live during the virtual show? We could suggest perhaps that they have a sponsor VIP watch party for a few of their guests, of course, with all social distancing precautions in place, of course. Don't forget that. If you have a theme, this is such a great way to get them to participate in the theme, and a really fun way, again, to engage them. Think about pre-recording a brief special video and a speech from one or two of your top sponsors, asking them to share why being a part of your organization is having such an impact on the community and their organization, etc. Maybe include them in receiving an award, include in the video them receiving the award or interacting with your program participants. A live link can be a special and enticing way to encourage sponsorship, which is big. This is also a way to recognize your boards and committees. So when you showcase and recognize and appreciate your sponsors, they are sure to tune in the event. And we're going to ask them to share with others and do so too, right? So invite them, ask them to socially distance at this VIP watch party. It's just a win-win. So here's another idea that I love, and we've seen it work so many times. And it's not only a way to get your guests to tune into your event, but it's a surefire way to get your guests to tune in early. Do you know a bartender or a specialty cocktail mixologist? Incorporating a party theme or special or fun song or quote into your mission tag is also fun, right? During your registration time, you can fill the space with a really fun and engaging video that's pre-recorded and include this mixologist or celebrity bartender from a well-known restaurant, making the evening's themed cocktail with whatever your event theme is, right? Another great thing is you could share the recipe and ingredients prior to the event, and maybe even send your VIP sponsors a recipe card and a bottle of spirits, right? Invite everyone to join in and watch the crafting of the cocktail and sit back and enjoy the evening's festivities, right? So these are just a few ideas. And here's one more that we really like. Why not offer a toast or a dedication on behalf of those you serve, right? A toast to, and then you can say who it is, or I stand up for, and you say who you're standing up for. Or for example, one organization, we're saying we're unmasking inclusion for or because. This is a great way to really showcase your impact, your why, right? Your mission. Your mission is changing lives. So this is a perfect way to visually and virtually show the impact of your organization during the event and showcase and honor those who are making or receiving the impact during your event. So again, it's a win-win.
Those are my favorite kind of wins, the ones that are win-win. So let me tell you, as much as Vallye and even Joe and Geoff all talked about so much of the content that goes into these programs, please understand that the safest way possible is to do as much pre-recorded as you can. We like to say the only reason why something should be live is if it has to be live. That's not to say that we don't want to make it look like it's live, right? With you having a good host and someone to produce the show, to put it together so that videos are starting with, thanks, Joe. And when the video finishes, it says, back to you in the studio, Joe. Or maybe even you script out questions ahead of time that you're answering back and forth. You can make all those things look live without having to go through the potential dangers of doing things live. So I understand there's great value, and sometimes people like the unknown of doing live parts of the broadcast, but we still say that if it doesn't have to be live, pre-tape it, right? Now, the part that I'm specifically going to talk about is the auction part of the program, right? Please understand that auctions are still working. In this virtual world, we're still having great success, not only with silent auctions, but live auctions. And understand that the live auction and the silent auction are a lot more similar in the virtual world than they were in an in-person world. At a in-person gala, we all know that the silent auction is going on. People are bidding on their phones or on paper. And then the auctioneer calls out the bids during the live auction for people raising their paddles or raising their hands. In the virtual world, everything is done on your phone, which means that whether it's a silent auction or a live auction item, there's no hands being raised anywhere. Our recommendation is to do everything on the phone. The biggest difference between the live auction and silent auction is that the silent auction is going to close all in one fell swoop. You're going to spend a few minutes during your program creating that urgency that the silent auction is about to close, and then all of your silent auction items are going to close at one time. Immediately following that, again, in our suggested run of show, you go into the live auction. And during the live auction, each individual live auction item is being talked about, is being highlighted, is being described. The auctioneer will have what's called a confidence monitor, which is a monitor that is facing them and not the viewers don't see this, but the auctioneer can then see who the top bidder is, who the underbidders are, and then call out the underbidders, just like if it were a live auction, and say, hey, listen, you're only getting outbid by $250. Come back out and bid again, help support the cause, bid on the great item, and can kind of egg them on as if we were at a live in-person event. So, and then each one of those live auction items is going to close individually. We will then announce who the winner of that item is, as we say sold, and then move on to the next one. We can still sell multiples. People have been worried about that in the virtual format. We can still sell multiples of auction items. So don't be afraid if you have an item. There's certainly the technology ways where we see who the underbidders are. It's a little more manual from the auctioneer's perspective and the mobile bidding company's perspective, but we can still sell multiples. We have sold, I personally have sold up to 6 of one particular item at an event. So don't be afraid to sell multiples of an item. The auction items that we talked about in session 2, which was the mobile bidding section, where we kind of talked about the auction items a little bit more. I will touch on them again now and just tell you that most of the auction items that worked pre-virtual galas are working virtual galas. Please don't stop vacations and trips. Please don't stop trying to get dinners and food, right? Everyone eats, right? Dinners and food are not going away anywhere. So please continue to go out and get those, whether they're in home or at a restaurant. And listen, liquor and wine and booze, whatever you can get, those sell well continually as well. Even sports packages, right? If we're going to do something where we go to send somebody to a suite at a sporting event, understand sports aren't going away. They may not be available to us to go to right now, but as long as they have a long enough expiration dates, and that's no different with sports and restaurants and vacations, right? Get extended expiration dates. And if you can get those, we can still sell those packages for just as much as we sold them before. So those all work. The live auction is working. The silent auction is working. Trust the process, as they say, right? And I think you'll continue to be successful.
Love it. Thanks, team. Way to go. Thanks, Jason. And I would really, I'm so proud to introduce you to someone who knows firsthand the results that come from transitioning an in-person fundraising event to a virtual success. Her team used key content to encourage maximum participation and ensured their guests absolutely had an amazing virtual time. She's going to share with you the importance of having a professional MC and auctioneer to steer her virtual ship and how it absolutely resulted in success. Please welcome Amy Hollington from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Tampa Bay.
Thank you, Vallye. And we are so thrilled that we recently completed our inaugural virtual gala fundraiser with our friends from Alpert Enterprises. We made the tough decision to go to an all virtual event this summer as the COVID cases in Florida were drastically increasing. And although we had spoken with our venue to prepare for some safety protocols as well as socially distant floor plan opportunities, we did speak with all of our sponsors, who several of which were willing to still come to an in-person event, but several were not able to do so and could not in good conscience encourage employees to participate with us in person as well. So again, we made the decision to go all virtual and focus all of our energies on the new opportunities that this platform was going to present for us. We made the decision that we wanted to broadcast on Facebook Live, as well as a live stream feed directly on our website so that people who are not active on social media could still participate in the event. And that being said, we made the decision that everyone should participate. And so we made it free for people to tune in and watch, with the main goals of our event, again, as our largest annual fundraiser, raising the funds to support our mentoring programs was integral in all of our decision making. But we also knew that we wanted to inspire our audience for the impact that our organization is making, and we also wanted to have fun. Those are the two elements of our live event that are really so important. Again, inspiring people with the great work that we're doing and asking them to invest in our programs. So the content that we decided to focus on for our event, going from a typical 4 to 5 hour live party to a 1 hour live stream presentation, we wanted to focus on thanking our sponsors who helped make the event possible. We wanted to share the great work that we're doing, making impacts in kids' lives through our mentoring programs. And again, we wanted to inspire people to make an investment, make a donation, because that's why we host this event annually. And frankly, in order to get people to tune in, we knew we wanted to have some elements of fun to engage people, as many of us are on Zoom regularly and wanting to make sure that we had some content that would, again, engage people and have them feel connected, even though we're all watching at home from our living room. So it was such an important opportunity for us to partner with our friends from Alpert Enterprises in this innovative new opportunity. And I just want to share with you how many people shared with us the positive effects of having our host, Geoff Cowan, this year join us and help steer the ship. For instance, as we led in an all virtual event, renting a studio, working with our AV team, working with our internal marketing team, as well as our program team, and of course our development team, there were so many elements to this new opportunity. And so myself as the event director, working directly with Geoff and the team at Alpert Enterprises and their feedback on their incredible experiences across the industry and across the community to work on best practices and ideas to maximize and engage every piece of our program to make sure that we were maximizing the impact for our audience, maximizing the enjoyment, while also focusing on making sure that we were going to reach our fundraising goals. And so again, we are so thrilled that the event was a success. We knew we wanted to make our fundraising goals a little more modest this year, as we know so many of our partners are being affected by the pandemic and so many other elements of the social justice movement. Everyone is being affected by 2020 in different challenging ways. And so making sure that we could customize the experience for each one of our supporters was so important. So working with our individual sponsors to find out what this best fit their needs for marketing and for enjoyment of the event to get people to tune in and participate, because again, we can produce a fantastic hour of incredible programming, but getting people to tune in, watch, be inspired, and again, press that donate button to make an investment in our programs was critical to our success. So again, working with Geoff and the entire team at Alpert Enterprises, as well as our team to maximize the fun that we were going to have. We've had so much great feedback from our audience on the presentation that we put together, that it was fun, engaging, inspiring, and professionally done. I cannot stress enough the teamwork that was needed to help make our event a success. And we had a lot of fun doing it together as well. So again, thrilled to have pulled this event off this year and very excited about the opportunities it affords for next year on how we're going to transition into whatever the world looks like in 2021 to continue our mission of supporting kids in our community through the power of mentoring. And so we're grateful again to Geoff and the team at Alpert Enterprises for helping us lead an incredibly successful fundraiser event this year. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we are looking forward to next year. Back to you, Vallye.
Thank you so much, Amy. We are so honored for you to share how you and your team at Big Brothers Big Sisters pivoted your event and created exciting and engaging content, worked with our team to steer your ship to virtual event success. Again, we're so proud to be a part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters team, and huge congratulations. So that wraps it up for session 3. We hope this key on how to run your virtual show will unlock another door to ensure you elevate and host a successful virtual event. Don't forget to steer your virtual ship with a professional, include creative and engaging content to recognize your sponsors, board, and committees, showcase your mission throughout, and don't forget, incorporate auctions and appeals to create an energetic, fun show that will absolutely result in mission impact and revenue success. If you're looking for ways to ensure your virtual event has more engagement, you want to get some new sponsorships or partnerships, or if you're interested in knowing how to create some great pre-marketing strategies, make sure to tune into session 4, which is key 4 on how to achieve virtual event success, and we'll fill you in on all those keys. So thank you so much, Jason, Joe, and Geoff, our incredible team at Alpert Enterprises. And again, thank you so much, Amy Hollington from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Tampa Bay. Have a great day.